Rams defensive coordinator Chris Shula is the hottest coaching candidate with zero head coaching experience in this hiring cycle, and it shows. Teams are lining up to talk with him. It's been reported that he has interview requests with the Cardinals, the Raiders, the Titans, Giants, Ravens, and the Dolphins. A lot of teams like him, but if the Giants love him and hire him, could he be next season's Liam Cohen? I'm talking about that first-time coach that comes in and just absolutely turns things around for the better. All right, let's break down what makes Shula such an attractive candidate, and we'll start with the pros. And I know I'm the one that's always saying in these videos that Jackson Dart's development is, or at least should be, the #1 priority in this coaching hire, but everybody knows defense wins championships, and this dude has the defensive schemes and the defensive mind to get the most out of his personnel and players, whether it be a star or a role player, and he showed that this season. The Rams defense was elite with only 1 first-round pick selected by the franchise, and they had the most snaps on defense played by 2 free agents that they picked up for cheap. Shula turned mid and late round picks into a unit that allowed only 20.4 points per game during the regular season, which was top 10, and they were 5th in takeaways with 26. Let me show you guys how his creativity and play calling created those takeaways in these play breakdowns. All right, let's have some fun with this because this is a really great defense to watch, and I think that Chris Shula is very creative when it comes to calling plays. You see this interception here early in the season by Kobe Durant. Let's rewind that back, and then let's break it down, because what you're going to see, what you see pre-snap, is not what the play is going to end up being, or the defensive call going to end up being. Right now, you got a nickel look. That means you got 5 DBs on the field, 2 linebackers, and then you have, your 5 down linemen, or, you got the 2 edge rushers on the outside. So 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 DBs, 1, 2. Your interior linebackers, or however you want to label them, 1, 2, 3, 4. You got your 4 down linemen. What we're seeing right now pre-snap, or what CJ Stroud is seeing pre-snap, is, or what looks like, some sort of single high cover 3 look. You got corner right here, number 14, 4th round draft pick a couple years ago, Kobe Durant. You also got your safety right here, Cameron Kitchens right here. Again, what you see pre-snap is not what you're going to get post-snap. They're in a 1 high look right here, and at the snap of the football, this now goes from cover 3 to a cover 2 look. Safety high over the top. He's got his half of the field. This corner has got the flats. You see him playing outside in, eyes on the quarterback. Now, what you would usually see in a traditional cover 2 would be this corner here, Kobe Durant playing the flats on this side, and Cameron Kitchens marrying this safety, playing off the hash over the deep half of the field. But what they switch into is a cover 2 invert, or inverted cover 2, to where now these 2 guys switch responsibilities. The corner now becomes the deep half safety, and the free safety, or the safety here, now becomes the cloud player, or the flat player. And you see it right at the snap of the football. Runs out, it gets plays outside, eyes on the quarterback, looking in, and now this corner, Kobe Durant, goes over the top to play his half. You've got the eyes on this whole, you got the bench route here, you've got the flat route, which is a cover 2 beater. But because of down and distance, and because of what Chris Shula or how Chris Shula and his defensive coaches have coached these players up to not bite the cheese and jump the shallow route or the shorter route, he now gets help on this corner route that will force CJ Stroud to hang that ball up in the air and to allow him to recover to make a play. Great speed turn to get across. Great speed turn to get back in phase. And again, you're baiting. This safety is baiting C.J. Stroud into throwing this route. Eyes on. You see the down and distance right here. It's going to take a deeper throw to get the first down. He now falls off, and he gets in phase, and now the ball is in the air, and you've got 2-on-1 right here. 2 defenders to make a play on this bench route, or you could call it the corner route. It was a high throw. It had to be a perfect throw. He couldn't drop it in the bucket, and now you get a 4th-round pick playing above his pay grade and making a huge play on the day. There's a reason why these guys were 5th in the league, or this defensive unit was 5th in the league in terms of creating takeaways and turnovers. Huge play. Again, you didn't get the look that you thought. You didn't get the look post-snap that you thought he was going to get pre-snap, and that comes from the creativity of the defensive coordinator. Go make a play. Now, this is a wild card game that we just saw. Week 1, wild card. Rams are on the road against Carolina. A play needs to be made here. You see the Panthers, again, trying through motion, trying through moving guys around. You're trying to create either numbers or some sort of advantage against this defense. This defense is showing you another too high-ish look, or you could get some sort of, it looks like it could be some sort of cover 0. They look like they could be blitzing. Maybe not really, because this corner's playing offsides. Usually they're inside. But just with all the movement that's going on pre-snap, you never know. These guys are moving around. Post-snap, they now get into a cover 3 robber look, or 3-hole, to where this safety now switches responsibilities with this linebacker. But let's watch the play first. Another pick by Kobe Durant. Let's break this thing down. I mean, you got to be able to confuse these quarterbacks in the NFL. You never want these quarterbacks to have some sort of advantage or have some sort of understanding on where they want to go with the football as soon as they line up. So traditional cover 3 would be this corner, deep third. This corner has his deep third. This safety has his deep third. This corner has his deep third. If this safety would have curled the flat, this backer would have hooked the curl, This outside defender right here, which would be the will, would have curled the flat. Traditional cover 3, by switching the responsibilities, now throws Bryce Young off a little bit, to where now this outside linebacker, or this edge rusher, now is the force player, and we call it buzz because now the backer has the force, so now he has the curl the flat. If it was traditional, then we would call it sky, because the safety, would have the force. Cover 2, we call it cloud, because the cloud corner, the C, he would have the force. But they're switching responsibilities here to where they're buzzing it, to where now this linebacker goes and plays the curl the flat. And now this safety right here now comes down, walks into this hole, walks into this robber position, and they switch positions and responsibilities. And you see it play out here. Kind of throws. I know he looks to the strong side first, but it's going to throw Bryce Young off when he comes backside. So you see it here. You see this backer playing this heavy outside to play the flats, and now you see him. You see this safety now jump down into this hook to curl, ready to rob anything that comes towards the inside, whether it be some sort of slant, shallow cross. He could help on this dig route, this backside 6 that's right here behind his head. They get the pressure on Bryce Young. He makes an errant throw. He makes a panic throw to try and fit it into a hole that's really not there. You got your backer here helping out. Tip ball. Here comes the pick. And now the Rams are rolling. Kobe Durant, another interception on the year. Chris Shula is in his bag with his creativity and his ability to have players who aren't stars are well known across the league defensively step up and make some great plays and some big plays and some huge moments. If he can do that, if he can take that to being a leader of men of a defensive unit, to being a head coach and getting everybody to buy in, that I feel like he is going to have the ultimate success as a first-time head coach. But on the flip side, we got a Riverside. Let's talk about some of his cons. Obviously, it's the lack of experience. I know he's been around Sean McVay since college? I know the pedigree when it comes to him being the grandson of legendary Dolphins coach Don Shula and the son of former NFL assistant Dave Shula. But I do not know how he's going to be able to handle clock management late in the game, disciplining players, and of course, talking to the New York media. If it all goes sour, does he have the temperament as a head coach to keep it fresh? Another con, I am always going to question if or will a defensive-minded head coach will get the most or get in the way of Jackson Dart's development as a franchise quarterback. Will you let Jackson Dart cook and throw late in a game to put it away? Or would you want his offensive coordinator to run the football and bleed the clock and be conservative? Final thought, though, because I think that this is the candidate that doesn't have the head coaching experience that I want, but I think that he is the best fit for the Giants. He's been slowly climbing the ranks within McVay's staff for years, and it's about that time that he becomes the next coordinator from McVay's coaching tree to get his shot as a head coach. I also love the fact that defensively, he gets the most out of his players, and I think that's going to be something that not only carries over from leading just a defensive unit to leading an entire team. Joe Schoen is not going to have to give up any power or duties to work with this guy because he's a first-time head coach. So you're not going to have to worry about any power dynamic or struggle between GM and head coach. Chris Shula's stock continues to grow with each Rams win in the playoffs, and I can see the Giants having to battle it out with the Ravens to land them.